Hey, Memphis Mafia kid, I'm here on a beautiful Mississippi day. We've actually caught this past week, we have caught some unusual weather. It's been somewhat strange, cool at night and during the day, but it's actually beautiful out here today. We're fixing to get back to the heat and humidity just for Elvis week, wouldn't you know it, but just want to let you know, hey, we're enjoying what we got. Glad to be back, and today we're going to hit you with some questions.
Did Elvis like seafood?
Well, a lot of you probably already know. I think we've kind of answered some of that. He didn't like fish. He didn't like any type of seafood, shrimp, any with that fishy smell. He was kind of strange. But he didn't like the strong smell of like onions and stuff like that. But as far as eating it, no, he didn't care about it. Even with and I think a question had been asked in the past, did he like the sport fishing? And he really didn't. He just wasn't into it like a lot of us are. I mean, I love fishing, and my brother, daddy, but he just didn't care much for fishing. When he had the ranch at Circle G, he'd like walk around the lake or ride horses or something, but he didn't fish in the lake a lot. Now my granddad did, and we've caught some nice fish out of there.
What brand cigars did Elvis smoke?
I think we've had this one too. There were several different brands, I'm sure, in life, like anything else that he smoked. I know Roy Tan Blunt was his favorite, or that's what they kept in the boxes out at Graceland, and I remember them. I think he actually smoked sometimes Swisher Sweet. Just like I said, I'm sure it was all brands, but he did. He even, I don't know if a lot of you know, probably seen it, there's a picture, but he, on his face shield on his motorcycle helmet, he even had a hole cut in it for his cigar to stick out while he was riding the motorcycle down the road. So,
What's one of the funniest things you kids did?
oh gosh, we did so many. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you two. One that comes to mind, it was funny. Now Lisa wasn't in town at Graceland at the time, so it was me, Joey, Rory Miller, and we snuck outside the back gate and went over, and there was a subdivision, as all you know, back over there. There was one house. Don't even know whose house it was, but a lady had all kinds of flower pots and hanging pots and stuff all around the porch. Don't ask me, we were just kids crazy why this happened, but we thought from the edge of the woods that we would take rocks and see if we could throw and, maybe bust a flower pot or knock top off a flower or something. So we're throwing and chunking, and me and Roy's a little bit bigger than Joey, and we're hitting them, but we're not busting them. And Joey's throwing, and his little rocks going poop, poop. We're bing, bing, but we're not really busting them, whatever. And all of a sudden, Joey comes running by us, staggering and stumping. And he's got a rock. It looks like a boulder about this big. He walks all the way up to the lady's back porch. Boom! Busted her pot. We're booking butt all the way back to Graceland. And why, I don't know, because I guess we felt like we were safe there to get back inside the gates. But we did, and never, believe it or not, ever heard anything about it. But that was one of the funniest, craziest things we did. Another time, Lisa was in town, and Lisa, we kept the same schedule pretty much as the whole group did. We were up all night, and we slept most all day. We'd get up in the afternoon, but a lot of times Lisa would get up before us, and she would take her golf cart and ride around the trailer hollering and screaming and throwing stuff, hitting up against the side of the trailer or the window till she woke us up. And then of course we'd get out and get going riding golf carts. Well, this one day they only had one golf cart out, and we had fun on it, but we're kids. We like to play chase, like I've told you before, and act up on them. So we wanted to get another golf cart out. Well, we went to see if Earl Pritchett, that was Aunt Nash's husband, and they lived in the white trailer right in front of ours, if he would get us another golf cart out. And he was watching a ball game at the time, and said, yeah, after the ball game, I'll come out there and I'll check and see, and if it's okay to get another one out, I'll get another one out. Well, as kids, that's not what we wanted to hear. So we're pushing, mainly me. I'm pumping Lisa up, you know, about how much fun we could do with two and this and that instead of waiting. And I didn't totally realize. But anyway, she stops and goes in Graceland. And I didn't know it at the time, but she goes up and she wakes Elvis up. And that was the wrong thing to do. I heard that he said, you know, hey, get those kids. Anyway, he did call out. He got Mr. Earl to get the golf cart out. He was mad and raving and cussing, but he got it out. So we had fun riding. About a week later, I've got my football and it needs a mirror in it. So I go out and I get Earl to air it up for me. He said, sure, I'll air it up. So he airs it up. He gives it to me. I'm throwing it up, walking back to the house, and by the time I throw it up and then I catch it, and boom, it blows up, and they're laughing. I guess the thing about it was it's like they always say, payback is and you know it. So he got me back on that one. But that's two of the craziest. Like I said, there's so many, and we're gonna get into a lot of them. But that's two of the craziest things we ever did.
Did living at Graceland feel like home?
I'm not really sure what that question. I mean, I am an A. Graceland. Anywhere we lived with Elvis felt like home. And from the time I was a little boy all the way up, we lived, you know, in California with him. Several houses. They always felt like home. He made them feel that way. Made us feel that way. And of course, with Graceland, though, Graceland just had it's the way it was. I mean, like I've said before, it was almost like a Disney World or amusement park inside a home. I mean, we had everything and pretty much did everything that we wanted to do. And that's a lot of the reason that I haven't been back to Graceland in a lot of years, is because it just don't, and not to knock it, not meaning the bad way, it's a business now, and it's great for people to see, but it's just not, it's not the same for me. It'll never ever be what it was. But yes, Graceland was home and will always be a part of home to me. With that being, I think that's all the questions, Teresa. I hope y'all have enjoyed this video, and I just want to say, hey, you know what I always say? We always live Elvis.